Tell your kids, hey, imagine that we're in a building and the floor of the building where we're standing is on one edge of the universe that we can see. And what we want to do is walk up a staircase that goes up and up and up, and it actually ends up on the other side of the universe. When we take a step up, we grow 10 times what we were before we took that step. So when we take the first step, we grow to be 10 times as large as we were. When we take the second step, it's another 10 times. So we're 100 times bigger, then 1,000, then 10,000, 100,000, a million, and it goes on and on. We're just getting huge and huge and huge. How many zeros do you think would be behind the number of steps it would take for us to grow all the way from one edge of the observable, the universe, the one that we can see, and all the way to the other side? 26 zeros, I think, approximately. And remember, every zero means that you grow 10 times. So you just become massively huge. Here you are, this little person right here, and suddenly walking up those steps, you just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. How big is that number? I can tell you exactly. It's huge. It's a huge number. But wait, now let's imagine we're in a building that has a really deep basement, and there's stairs going down, and each time we take a step on the stair, we get 10 times smaller. So if you're sitting in a chair right now and you took the first step, you'd be in the chair, you'd be about this big. And the next step, you'd be about that big. And you keep on going down. With every step, you get 10 times smaller. So you get down, after a few steps, you're the size of a molecule. More steps, size of an atom. More steps, you become as small as the smallest subatomic particle that any of us know about, that anybody knows about, the only ones that have ever been seen. But there's still more steps. So you keep on walking down and walking down. The last step is at a place that's inside of you because you've been shrinking. It's called the Planck length. And against all of our common sensibility, it is the shortest distance. It is the smallest a thing, an object, can be. Now, talking to you adults watching this video, how is that possible? Because you think, wait a minute, if it's got length, if it's got size, it's got to be divisible by something and make it even smaller. Well, the reason that that's not true, when you get down to that length, it's so small that all the physical laws that we know about, the laws of the universe, the laws of nature, they all just totally implode. They turn into absolute 100% chaos. So much so that our theories don't explain anything after that. We cannot fathom what's beyond the shortest length. We don't know. The other thing is that in order to image something like a microscope, it's got to be, you got to hit it with a wavelength, like light, right? You can see me because there's light of a certain wavelength that's striking me. The smaller an object is, the higher the frequency of that wavelength has to be in order to resolve it. As the frequency gets higher, it requires more energy to generate it. So when you get to the Planck length, you've basically generated all the energy there is available in the universe. Basically, you've reached infinity as far as you're concerned. And so you'll never be able to go beyond that short length. Well, how many zeros are behind the number where we shrink down? It's got to be less than how big we become in the universe. Remember, the universe was 10 times 10 to the 26, or 26 zeros, approximately. Well, shrinking down to that Planck length is, let me check my notes here, 10 to the negative 35, which is like a billion times more than how big we grow, is how much we can shrink inside of us. In other words, we have the equivalent of a billion universes of magnitude inside of us. That means that the universe is a huge number, like I said, but shrinking down is a huger number. So let's just say it's huge plus huge. So what does that make God? Well, God is bigger than all of that. So he is huge times huge. You might say he's huge times huge. Well, that brings up a question. Why does this incredible God care about us when we're only this big and we're nothing compared to him? That's because God is also exactly our size, and his name is Jesus.